What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, a very dark and depressing topic that I want to talk about in today's video in light of what Josh Cooley said at BotCon last week, who is the director of Transformers 1. He said there is not going to be a sequel to the movie. And I've just been thinking about things the last week or so since we got that news, that very terrible news. Like, bro, I am thinking, are we gonna get a Transformers movie at all in the remainder of the 2020s? Like, whether it's live action or animated? That just got me thinking, like, we haven't had any new updates on that G.I. Joe crossover movie in close to a year now, or basically a year now, I'm pretty sure. I think the last time we got updates was that they hired that writer. I think that was announced in maybe June or July, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong on that, but if that's the case, that's exactly a year at the time of this recording since we last got news on this movie. And since then, TF1 bombed. We haven't gotten any info since at recent movie cons or whatever they're called, like CinemaCon and stuff. So I'm really worried, guys. I was really looking forward to covering the news, rumors, and leaks for the crossover movie that was supposed to be coming out either next year or 2027 on the channel, and I don't even know if that's going to be happening. Now, TF Hype Guy on Twitter, he has been bringing up a good point lately that Paramount's license for Transformers ends in 2027. So there's a good chance that we still may get something by then. But there's also a very high chance that at this point, Paramount is spent. They're done. They don't want to do anything else with Transformers, investing all this money into it and time and resources. And they want to move on with some other IPs that they have, or just maybe acquire something else to work on to move on. Maybe bring in something else to the studio. That's a possibility. Those are like the two main things. It could go either way, in my opinion. I don't think they would want to give up the Transformers IP. It's still very lucrative. It's still extremely popular in pop culture. So I don't think they're done just yet. I think I've been saying this for a while now, like the past year maybe on the channel, but I think this upcoming live action movie is going to be the real big, huge test on what Hasbro and Paramount do moving forward with these Transformers movies. Now, if this movie fails, we're done. Paramount's probably giving up. They're probably going to sell the IP, the movie making rights to somebody else. And we're probably not going to get a Transformers movie until it's more nostalgic and people and audiences miss seeing Transformers movies in the theaters, which is probably going to be like 10 or more years after whenever the next potential live action movie drops. So that's a scenario that I really hope we don't go down. Which is why whatever happens in the next 2 years in the movie that we just may be getting with live action stuff, we got to go out there and support it. Even if it's something that we don't like, such as a G.I. Joe crossover idea, which I know a lot of people in the fandom have been very vocal about the last couple of years since that was announced after Rise of the Beast, that they don't want to see that. But there's also a lot of people that are really curious and hyped for that crossover. Especially, you guys have to take into account like the amount of people that see these movies that are Transformers fans, like hardcore on TFW, Instagram, Twitter, Transformers communities, watching all these different YouTube videos from Transformers channels. That's just a small percentage of the people that actually go out and see these movies. That's probably like 5, maybe 10% of the people that go out and see these Transformers movies, if that. So normies, from what I see online, whenever people talk about this stuff and it's not like hardcore Transformers fans, they're pretty hyped to see the freaking military and Transformers fighting with or against each other. Like G.I. Joe and Transformers teaming up in this big, huge summer blockbuster action movie. That gets normies hyped. So this is still a great idea. Whether hardcore fans like it or not, or it's divisive, generally, within the regular public, people would really want to see this. If there's still a big market for freaking Jurassic World movies 10 years later when the last sequel or two have been pretty mediocre, we still have hope for a freaking Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie. I mean, it's big robots go boom. Everybody loves that no matter what. It's just the fact of marketing and actually making a good movie this time around. You cannot depend on just slop these days. The movie has to make waves in a good fashion online and on social media. We've seen that time and time again the last couple of years with Oppenheimer, Barbie, Minecraft movie, Final Destination, all this stuff the last couple of years, man. And I really hope Paramount learns from what's been going on in the movie scene and on social media with the word of mouth the last couple of years. Since, the pandemic and everything, things have really changed and things are not the same. You can't just coast off of it being a blockbuster. You also have to have that word of mouth, like IG Reels, TikToks, the memes. Like they have to make this a movie in a way that's good and that gets it trending. Because you really didn't see that with Rise of the Beast. I mean, you saw that a little bit on TikTok and IG Reels a couple of years ago, but it wasn't like what we saw with Minecraft or Final Destination, Oppenheimer, Barbie, stuff like that. So hopefully whatever movie they craft, it's something that would actually get normies talking on social media as much as these other social media movies have been talking. Because whether you like it or not, that's just the fact. That's just the world we live in terms of getting people to go see movies. These TikTok clips and these IG Reels, like, this is the big part of marketing. There's a reason why these movie studios spend so much time and money on marketing on IG Reels and TikToks nowadays, because that's what a lot of people are consuming more now than ever. So hopefully they just up their game in terms of where we're at in the modern era of filmmaking and marketing and everything, because that's one of, if not the main reason why they dropped the ball with Transformers 1. Partly, too, because, I mean, I don't know how lucrative animated Transformers movies actually are. I really do feel like they could have eased into it a bit better. They could have made a cheaper movie. They could have made one on Paramount Plus first. They should have eased into it more, because we haven't seen an animated Transformers movie in it was 37 years, 38 years since the 86 movie. So, I mean, almost 40 years ago, and they just want to drop right into this movie. Like, you gotta put a little bit more effort and time into things. That was just something I was thinking about recently too. Like, they kind of just dropped this movie on us with no real build up or anything. It's just kind of there. It's not like Spider-Man where you could just drop something and it's going to make guaranteed money. Transformers is big, but not like Across the Spider-Verse big, where you could just randomly drop an animated movie like that in 2018 and it blows up. They gotta like be a bit more strategic with things, and they weren't. And I don't know, it feels like they were expecting more than they should have, and it just seems like they were really thinking stupidly at Paramount. Like, what did you expect in hindsight? Like, sure, the movie could have made a little bit more money, but I didn't really see this ever being like a big, huge smash hit. At the most, I thought it was going to do good enough to the point where we would get a sequel greenlit. But I don't know, man. I feel like they had to give it one or two more tries in the animated movie realm, because by maybe the second or third movie, you would probably have a hit on your hands. You get it more established, more people know that Transformers animated movies are actually really great. It's not the same as a lot of the live action slop we've been getting the last 10 years. and you would have more of positive word of mouth, social media hype, and then more people seeing the movie. So I really do feel like they needed to make more of an investment over time, as opposed to just jumping straight into things and because of the first movie not working out, okay, that's it, we're done. I just think that was a dumb idea on Paramount's part, but who knows what they're going to do in the next couple years. I just really hope that if this live action movie drops, they just do a good job on it and it works out in the end, because I just want to see this franchise do good. I don't want to see it fall off like Voltron or Thundercats or Power Rangers. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you guys think we're going to be getting another Transformers movie in the 2020s, or do you not? And yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.